What's up, Christina?
Hello, Steven. Welcome back.
Thank you.
To the couch.
To the couch.
The big black couch.
The big black.
My God, that's what we're going to start calling
the big black couch episode.
Yeah, BBC. Welcome to the TheAirFresheners.
Welcome to the BBC.
Oh my God. That is so smart. Why didn't we think of that before?
Yeah, that works. Big black couch.
Amazing.
Okay.
So, today is episode number 7.
Lucky number 7.
Yep. And we're talking all about Steven.
My favorite. It's all about me today.
Oh my God. He's like, yeah, let's do this once a month. I'm like, maybe not once a month.
Maybe every other month. Interview each other, you know.
Yeah, so he's going first. I'll probably go next.
She will go next, don't worry.
I'm saying probably because I'm going to try and get out of it, but I think we have to, so.
Yeah. You got to let the viewers know who they're listening to, right?
Yeah. I guess I have to open up.
Yeah, at some point. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I guess. So we're going to do like a rapid fire, this or that, would you rather type questions to start off. Mm-hmm. Are you excited?
I'm super excited.
Okay, so.
I love answering questions.
About myself.
About myself.
You can't really fail, so.
True.
Womenshealthmag.com has made an article called 17 Sexy Would You Rather Questions That Are Actually Insanely Hard.
Interesting.
Actually insanely.
That
Those adjectives.
Actually insanely. Okay.
So we're going to just ask these.
Okay. Fire away. Let's see what you got.
Because I'm not creative enough to come up with them by myself, so. Okay, number 1. Would you rather have sex only in the morning or only at night for the rest of your life?
Only at night.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah, only at night.
Okay, perfect. Would you rather only be able to give pleasure or receive pleasure for the rest of your life?
Ooh, honestly, give pleasure. Because
3.
I get so much pleasure out of giving pleasure, so give pleasure. Yeah. Yep.
I just feel like that's what every guy would say on this podcast.
It's true, though. It's so true.
Okay, well, I would answer differently. 3. Would you rather find your parents' sex tape or have your parents find your sex tape?
I mean, probably rather have them find it because I don't think they're going to watch it. I mean, I'm not going to watch my parents either, so as long as neither of us are watching each other's sex tape.
It's not like a physical VHS tape.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, you come across
online.
it on Pornhub or something.
Yeah, I think it's the same either way as long as we're both not watching the episode.
Yeah.
Which I think would be the case, so.
Just mutual.
Yeah.
Would you rather be restrained or do the restraining?
Do the restraining, for sure.
Oh, there's so many ads. Okay. 5. Would you rather only be able to have sex in a car or sex in the shower?
Sex in the shower, for sure.
Yeah.
Sex in a car sucks. It's never been fun. I've never had good car sex.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it used to be like a thing.
Yeah.
Like when you were a teenager. Like,
and it's the only place
so
you could have
fun.
sex, yeah.
Yeah. I have... Actually, we're not going to talk about that. This isn't my episode. Okay. 6. Would you rather have sex with the same person for the rest of your life or one new person every year?
One new person every year, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta keep
That's
it interesting.
That's a long time.
That's a very long time.
Okay. Would you rather orgasm in or on your partner or on yourself?
On my partner because I'm not trying to get anyone pregnant, so yeah.
Oh, I didn't understand that question. I was like, on?
Definitely on my partner.
Yeah. We just avoid things in.
Yeah, at all costs.
Okay, so I didn't read past like question 3 when I looked this up, so these are like surprising me too.
Okay.
Would you rather get caught having sex in public or catch someone else having sex? Getting caught is kind of fun.
Yeah, getting caught would definitely be fun. There's definitely an exhibitionist tendency inside. It's exciting to almost get caught. So
yeah. That's why people like public sex.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, ooh,
yeah,
risky.
Like doing someone in like a hotel with an open window or something like that. Like that's fun. That's a great time.
Everyone's into that.
Yeah.
Would you rather watch something erotic together or read something erotic out loud to me?
Watch.
Yeah, who reads things anymore?
Yeah, definitely watch.
In general.
It's such a waste of time when you could just watch it and skip around.
It takes so long to get to the point.
You have to read a whole paragraph just to get a small little thing.
Her sweater, it's like, chop.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, 10. Would you rather have a threesome with a stranger or someone you know and trust?
Someone I know and trust for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Not a lot of people would say that.
I would say one person would be someone that I know and trust, and then the other person would probably be the stranger, or two people that I know and trust, just because I know I'm not like hooking up with someone who could be like a risky hookup.
Yeah.
Just be safer.
That makes sense. Usually there's like one stranger involved.
Yeah.
Would you rather have regular, just okay sex for the rest of your life, or mind-blowing sex only once a year?
Is there an in-between?
No, pick one.
That's hard. I would say, honestly, probably the mind-blowing sex once a year.
Yeah. Because it doesn't say, like, you can't just, like, get off by yourself.
True.
So.
Yeah. The mind-blowing sex is always the sex that's not forgotten, so definitely the mind-blowing sex.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I could agree with that. Would you rather have no sex forever or no emotional conversations forever? Ooh.
At this age now, I would say no emotional conversations ever, because like sex is really important to me. But I'm sure by the time I was older,
then our podcast would be squashed.
That's true.
So
yeah, no emotional
pick your
conversations.
battle.
I'm pretty good at avoiding my emotions, so
Yeah. Oh, that's sad, but I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be in a 2 girls, 1 guy or 2 guys, 1 girl threesome?
2 girls, 1 guy, of course.
Of course. Would you rather have sex with someone who can't stop the dirty talk or with someone who's silent?
Definitely can't stop the dirty talk.
Yeah, I feel like that's always better than just like a mute and you're like,
yeah, that's kind of
did I kill you?
Yeah, give me
are
some
you
kind of
alive?
conversation back.
That's so funny. Oh, this one's stupid. Would you rather give up kissing or give up sex?
Kissing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, last one. Would you rather have sex only in a bed or only places that are more adventurous?
Definitely places more adventurous.
You would rather do that,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a bed's fun, but like, I don't know. I get bored really easily, and I need something new and exciting like all the time. So.
Yeah. No, I feel like that was good.
Yeah.
Those were some
great.
fun
I know.
questions.
Nice and easy.
Now everyone knows things about you.
few more things about me.
Things. Amazing. So before we get into some more deeper questions, do you want to do a few sentences of introduction or?
Yeah, sure. So let's see. My name's Steven. I'm a co-host on the TheAirFresheners podcast, as you know. I do photography on the side. I really like reading. I read a lot of books. I'm really big into just like figuring myself out and just getting connected with like who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think I'm a nice person. I'm a gentleman, and I'm just overly positive all the time.
And our guest, Shay.
And what's up, Shay?
Welcome. Steven's just in the middle of talking about himself.
Yeah. Christina's hot roommate just walked in.
She'll be on here soon. We want her as one of our first guests, so.
Yeah, should be a great guest.
Now we have some like hype for it too.
Mm-hmm.
So perfect.
Now you have to, Shay.
I'm down. Awesome. Okay, so what else?
I don't know. I'm an overly positive person. I think we talked about this in other episodes. I'm a bartender. I always like to be doing stuff. I always need stimulation.
Can't sit still.
Can't sit still. Don't like being alone. This quarantine has definitely done a good job of teaching me how to be alone.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's good.
My head's always in the clouds all the time.
Yeah.
As a lot of people have told me I'm a big dreamer, but you know, that's a good thing.
It's not a bad way to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, kind of to touch on a few of those things, how do you think you became like such an open person? Because I feel like emotionally you like say how you feel and you kind of share like experiences about yourself pretty often. So
I think a lot of it had to do with the way my parents raised me. My parents were both super open about a lot of things as I was growing up, and they normalized a lot of things for me. Super grateful that they did that. And also too, just throughout like my years of growing up, just I guess, luck of the draw. The people that I've been around and I've been friends with, they've been pretty open too. And I always kind of felt welcome to share like my truths with those people. So now that like I'm 24, 25, it's like super easy for me to be aware of like how open I am, and I just want to keep on being as open as possible. So
that's awesome.
It makes me feel better to be that way, and I feel like I don't have to hide stuff from people, and like I can meet a stranger and basically give them my whole life story in the first 10 minutes of meeting them, and I don't feel weird about it.
That's great, because a lot of people don't know how to open up, so I think the more like we can be like that, it like helps other people be open too. So yeah, that's really cool. Who do you get your inspiration from? Like, doesn't have to be just photography, just any sort of like life inspiration.
Honestly, the biggest person that I follow right now for sure would be Aubrey Marcus. I don't know if anyone's familiar with him, but he has a podcast and he's been on a lot of like spiritual documentaries that I've watched, and he's like the closest version of like what direction I want to take my life to. Like, he's super involved in like plant medicine, his spiritual side, like he runs a business, and he's just very big on just like learning as much as he can. He's also an Aquarius too.
No, really? So, of course he is.
He's just like a really good guy, and like you just watch him and you can just tell he's just like a great person. So I've learned a lot from him, and I listen to him like almost every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. And his podcast episodes are like an hour and a half, almost like 2 hours long. So
he's got a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, he's awesome. You showed me him, and I've been like following him ever since. So super cool. What is something you hope to achieve with this podcast?
Oh, a lot. Let's see. I would say the biggest thing that is important to me from the time that we started this was I want to start normalizing conversations that people have a hard time normalizing. This goes back to sex again. Like, it's such an important thing for me that people start becoming more comfortable around the topic of sex and just being able to open up in general to other people. So I think through the process of me opening up myself to a wide range of people through this platform is really going to help other people eventually realize, like, okay, maybe it's okay to have these conversations. Maybe it's okay to be open with people, and maybe I don't have to constantly be to myself about the way that I feel about sex or the way I feel about my spirituality or things of that nature. So I would say that that's probably the biggest thing, is just getting people comfortable with the taboo topics that they don't want to talk about.
Yeah, that's so huge. And I can't wait to like really start interviewing other people, because that is like one vision we have for this, is that we start bringing people on here and start having like a more dynamic conversation where we can really start involving like a community of people, if it's people that are close to us, or we have some like good ideas down the road. So I think within, you know, the next like 10 episodes, we'll introduce our first guest and things like that. So I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so what would you do if money was no object?
So I would buy a one-way ticket to a...
Actually, you'd buy 2 one-way tickets, because how would you record this podcast without me?
True. Okay, so 2 one-way tickets. And I wouldn't have to buy it because money wouldn't be an object. I would get 2 one-way tickets to either Thailand or the Philippines. Stay in the nicer spots that I could stay in, at least to start. Have just a backpack and basically start the rest of my life's trip through there, traveling all around the world, meeting like whoever I could meet, photographing people along the way, creating things, and just getting to travel the world and see what's out there, and just kind of like let the universe happen and record podcast episodes along the way.
Yeah, that would be so cool. I mean, we could do this over the phone, but
it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's fucking not the same. People that do that, it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But
I like watching podcast episodes. Like when I see 2 people on a webcam, it's just like, I don't know. There's just something. It's something different about it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. What do you think happens when we die? Also, I want to add on to that. Where do you think you came from before?
Well, I used to be super Christian. So there was originally the thought that there was like heaven and hell, and like I was born from
Eve,
wherever, Adam and Eve and all that stuff, but I don't believe in that at all anymore. Yeah. I do think that the universe is infinite, and I think that when we die, this consciousness is not the last consciousness. So I'm not saying that I believe in reincarnation, but I definitely think that you come back again at some point later in time. Like whatever that is, if it's in like another parallel universe that you're reborn into in the consciousness, like the universe is always expanding, so it's hard for me to think that we just die and just go up to some magical little fairyland up in the sky. And also it's impossible for me to think that we just die and get buried in the ground and that's the end of our life forever. So yeah, I think that there might be like a collective consciousness somewhere in the universe, and then when we're ready to come down, we come down, and then when we leave, we go on to the next one. Not saying that's definite, that's just where my head's at right now.
Yeah. So I feel like we definitely have a choice too. Like maybe we return back and we're like, all right, let's go again. Yeah. Like, it's like a restart button on a game, you know? So I don't know. I feel very similar to like how you think about it. So it just would make sense, right?
Yeah. And like I never really believed in that. And then after like a psychedelic trip I had, it was the first time in my entire life that I was presented with the idea that I might have actually had like a past life.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's interesting. And then a month or two later, someone else told me something about like my past life that was relevant to that trip, and they didn't know anything about that at all.
Damn,
and I was
so
like,
cool.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, it's just weird little coincidences. So I don't know the answer, but that's where my head's at now.
That's a really good thought though. Yeah. And like how people feel familiar, and you're like, why can I have a conversation like this with you? Like, I don't know. I just feel like places sometimes feel like, I feel like I've been here before.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing about traveling too that people don't realize, is that like maybe in your past life you were here before and you're drawn to certain places that you traveled to for a reason. Like I've definitely felt that when I have traveled, and maybe we can get into that in my episode. Yeah. So
we will. We will.
Yeah. So my question, and then we have like one other after that, is 5 years from now, what is one character trait you hope to identify more with?
Ooh, that's a great question,
it's
Christina.
Deep.
That's a great question.
I thought of that in like 5 minutes too. So.
I would say that I want to be way more selfless, in the sense that my entire life is kind of devoted around giving back to people. And like I still obviously am going to have like want to take care of myself, and I'm going to want to do those things, but I just see the direction of my life heading in a direction that is just being of service to other people and helping other people and inspiring other people and doing things of that nature. And I'm way less materialistic now than I was a few years ago when I started my personal growth journey. So I would say that that's all going to kind of, converge at some point 5 years down the road. And I think that's going to be a huge part of my life, is just being selfless and helping other people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel like when people hear the word selfless, it's like they disregard the idea that themselves matters. And I'm not taking that from like what you're saying here. I think you're going to be so like confident in like the characteristic, like the traits you have, that you're able to share with other people. And like that is one thing that we're hoping to do with this platform. So selfless is like could be taken so dangerously, because you're not forgetting yourself. You're just becoming so like full in who you are that like you get to share things and be open about like conversations like this and be able to help people. So
yeah.
And I think it's just such like a cliche saying or whatever, but like your cup needs to be full to be able to help other people.
100%. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like people, there's a lot of people that I know that are just constantly like taking on other people's problems and like other people's issues, and like they're not even like healed themselves. It's just like it's not easy to do. Like it's possible, but it's not easy to do. It's better to take care of yourself first, pull yourself back, do what you need to do, and then you can come back and you can help people as much as you want. So
right, yeah. So like, selfless in a healthy way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah, now we're starting to say the same things. So soon you're either going to start sounding like me, or I'm going to start sounding like you.
You either need a really deep voice or I need a more high-pitched voice, one or the other.
One or the two.
One or the other.
Okay, last question. What obstacles are you currently trying to overcome? Other than being fucking stuck inside.
I would say procrastinating things that I know I should be doing, wasting time, which goes hand in hand, and then I guess not like either being decisive or pushing myself enough on what I know I already need to do, because I feel like with this podcast, like I'm being decisive and like we've fully gone forward with this and there's been nothing that's like stopped me from it. But with other things in my life, it's like I know I could be working on this, or I know I could be putting more into that, and I just like haven't done it.
What's an example?
Photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's my biggest example, because like I want to be like a photographer. I mean, I am a photographer, but I want to be like a well-paid photographer. But I just enjoy doing it so much, like for fun, that it's always been hard for me to justify saying, hey, pay me $300 to do exactly what I'm enjoying doing already. So that's been one thing that's helped me back a lot on that. But
I have a really difficult time with that I've been shooting for how long, and I still charge very similar to like how I started, because it's just something that's a passion of mine. And like if I know I've gotten something out of a shoot that's worth my portfolio, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to like charge you full price, but like that is also part of your self-worth. And I'm learning that every shoot that I get paid for is that you've had this amount of time to have experience and, you know your craft. You're getting paid for the time you've been like that you've put into this.
Yeah, it's very
and for
true.
me, it's like I've been doing this almost 7 or 8 years, 7 years now. So it's like, okay, there comes a point where you need to, it's like your price is just based on what you believe you're worth. And I don't know, there's so many times that I like discount my rates and stuff like that, and it's hard, but it's a ongoing challenge, because we're working in like a creative field, so it's not like this one price works for everything. So I'm so excited to do like a photography like episode soon.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. Yeah,
we should do that soon.
I think that'll give us both a creative boost that we need for photography.
For now, yeah, for
even
sure.
though we can't really go outside and take pictures of anyone, but yeah.
Just talking about it, you're like, ooh, yeah, I'd love to do that. So, no, that's
nice.
so cool.
Anything inside the creative space for me is like, it's entertainment, it's fun, it's like a passion. So like, it's hard for me to mix work and passion together.
Yeah, you're blending like an art form with business, and it's just like, how do we do that?
I like to just have fun with it. But I was going back through old pictures, and I think my oldest shoot was like in 2017.
Wow,
so like I've been
that's
doing
cool.
it for like 3 years now, and I still like, yeah, I'll give you a shoot for free.
Yeah,
But
3 years is when you're like finally in this space of experience. Like I feel like the first 2 years, it's just like I'm figuring it out, you know? Now that I've hit that like 5 to 7 mark, I'm like, fuck, I need to like raise my prices.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting a fucking steal. I'm saying that right now.
Yeah.
On Steven's episode.
So hit Christina up for some cheap photography.
Especially during this time. Okay, so I feel like this was so good. Do you have anything else you want to say to build off of these? Maybe we should do this more often.
Yeah, I think this would be
like
good. And it gets both of us to know each other a little bit more too. And I think every subject or every episode we could have different subjects that we touch on. And yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
it was good.
Great. Good job.
So thank you. Appreciate
I feel
that.
like all your answers were very well thought out.
Great interview questions.
Thank you.
And I hope you're ready for my questions that are coming to you in the next episode, because it's going to be your turn.
Okay, we'll avoid that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Awesome. Okay, thank you guys.
All right, thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate you.
If you actually don't. If you guys want to write a review, I'm not saying I'm going to give you like my left arm or anything, but if you want to, I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. It helps us big time to grow this, and we really want to start turning this into something huge. So it just taking like an extra 15 to 30 seconds out of your day really means the world to us, and we appreciate it. So
yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys were awesome.
Bye.
Bye.